A while ago, I did a video that most people didn't believe would still be up today, because it showed me using this MIG flash dumper to dump a Nintendo Switch game. Some say it's because my channel was very small and out of Nintendo's line of sight. There's a better reason why that video is still up. Dumping Switch games using this device isn't violating the Digital Millennium Copyright Act Section 1201 regarding the circumvention of encryption pursuant to bypassing copy protection. But how can that be? After all, my video clearly showed taking a Switch cartridge and dumping the content from that cart onto my hard drive. That just can't be legal, right? Well, I called that video legal. There was an asterisk next to it, which meant it really isn't. What you saw in that video was not just dumping the game files off the cart, but also playing the game on the Steam Deck. Rightly enough, people pointed out that what I showed wasn't really legal, and they were half right. Dumping the Cruise and Blast cartridge was actually a legal action, but playing that dump of Cruise and Blast afterwards was not. Everyone should know by now that in order to actually run Switch games on anything other than a Nintendo Switch requires stolen decryption keys and the bypassing of encryption of the game content. That's why playing this game is illegal, but preserving the game cart data can be done by dumping the game content off the hardware cartridge, even if you can't run it. So how is the dumper legal? Let me illustrate the concept using these 3 flash drives. I've created a text file that contains my deepest, darkest secrets. I've saved it on this flash drive. The flash drive is formatted with a common Windows file system that makes it very easy to access, not just on this computer, but on any other device that I could plug this device into. If I plug this drive in, accessing this text file and reading its contents requires nothing special. If I gave this drive to someone and told him to keep it a secret, nothing stops that recipient from taking that text file off, posting it on the internet, sharing it with their friends, or telling anybody else my secrets, even though I own the content and I told him not to tell anyone. The guy I gave that flash drive to didn't do anything illegal, they just violated my trust. Now let's try this again a bit more Nintendo-like. On this second flash drive, I have the same content, a text file containing my biggest secrets. When I plug it into the computer, nothing pops up. The reason why I can't access it is because I formatted this drive with ext4, a common Linux operating system format that Windows cannot read. If I plug this drive into the right computer or device, one running Linux like my Steam Deck here, suddenly that text file is once again available to be accessed, and all my secrets are available because that text file isn't protected. Here I have a third flash drive. If I plug it into Windows, nothing happens, just like the first drive. Now you've probably figured out that this is another Linux formatted drive, so let's plug it into my deck instead. Poof, there it is. When I open the drive, I see a big secrets file. But when I try to access it, it needs a password. Without that password, my secrets are safe. The file is not only protected with a key, it is also encrypted. Even if you loaded that file into some sort of binary file viewer, you will still not get my secrets. Now, we don't want Shane R. Monroe's secrets tucked away forever, right? So we'll preserve those secrets by copying the protected file off to my deck's hard drive. This flash drive will wear out or die eventually, after all. Stop working, not be compatible with future computers, the possibilities are endless. Now, you search the internet and find out that my data was released in a data breach. My passwords are available on some website for money. Well, since you don't want to pay the ransom to get it, you hack the website or hack somebody smarter than you to get my passwords. Once you have the right password, the zip file opens right up and all my deep, dark secrets are yours. What we have just done is recreate exactly how pirating Switch games works and why it's illegal to emulate, but not illegal to preserve. Let's take a look. You've probably figured out that the flash drive represents the cartridge that the Switch game is on. A Nintendo cartridge is really just a flash drive that needs a special reader to access the file system. Much like we needed a Linux PC to access my deep dark secrets file, with the flash drive, I simply plugged that device into anything that could read it, like a Linux computer. In our analogy, the Linux PC is the MIG flash dumper, a means to access the content on a particular piece of physical media that's not easily accessible. Now, we didn't break the law to do this. All we did was find a tool to read the unprotected file system. Now, if they'd encrypted the file system, it would have been game over. Once we got access to the cartridge, much like our third flash drive, there is a game file available that is protected with encryption that needs a key to unlock, much like my zipped big secrets file is. When you copy that game XCI file off, it is no different than copying my protected zip file off the flash drive. Copying that content gives you full control of preservation. That file can be put in 1,000 places on a long-term storage wafer, wherever you want to put it and not break any laws. Now, obviously, hacking a website to get access to the passwords is illegal, right? So you committed a crime trying to get the zip password or the decryption key. This is how the decryption keys for the switch were initially stolen. The security of the switch was bypassed, and those keys were taken and distributed to the internet. At this point, you've probably figured out that using that stolen password to decrypt my deep dark secrets is illegal. The act of bypassing encryption is exactly how the Digital Millennium Copyright Act Section 1201 is protecting Nintendo, along with me and my dark secrets. When you use the MIG flash dumper to preserve the game files, you're legal. Preservation isn't being stolen away from gamers. That code isn't going to disappear into the ether. It is safe and sound waiting on a day when we can use it legally, or at least not without Nintendo tracking us down and eating our liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti. Breaking that decryption is required to emulate the game on something other than the Switch. The act of doing that, which every emulator and every fork does, is illegal. That's why Nintendo is on the warpath. That's why Switch emulation is illegal, even if preserving the original Switch game's content isn't, thanks to our MIG dumper buddy here. Before we go, I'd like to answer a question several people had after my last video. What about the updates to the game? Unfortunately, since they are in the cloud, there is still no legal way to get them, and a hacked switch or other means will still be required. I hope you found this useful and fun. Leave a like, sub to the channel, hit the bell. You guys know what to do. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Shane R. Monroe, and we'll see you next time. Take care.